Well, here's the problem that I see in the United States. We're about 50 countries in one. People look and they compare us to Europe, where these little countries have thrown, yellow vests in France. Well, that's great. There's 38 million people in France. There's not in the United States. There's not, geographically and population wise, we're entirely too large to pull a mass of people together. And on that Twitter stream or thread that I've been kind of going back and forth at with work today, people are saying we need a general strike. Great. You get 200 million people in the United States to decide that they're not going to go to work. They're going to put their hands in their pocket and they're going to stay home and cook home-cooked meals for a few weeks and shut everything down. Nearly impossible. So, and not to mention all the people who are currently out of work are going to be the first in line to scab those jobs because they're in such need, they don't care. Right. They're going to go after whatever's going to feed them and their families.
Yep.
So I appreciate the idea of peaceful protest and, a Million Man March and all those ideologies from the past that people say, it takes a long time for us to enact change and it takes a lot of people to come together and over, decades of time. I don't think we have that much time. I think we're looking at just real quickly, I think we're looking at a resurgence of early 1900s Europe when fascism became popularized and appeasement was the way it reared its ugly head. So I don't really know what the answer is. I just don't know that. I mean, there's how many states now are trying to fight against the First Amendment right to protest?
So I will kick it to you, Adam. I swear to blonde-haired, blue-eyed, perfect baby Jeebus. I do. All right.
And I promise I did not pay Johnny to say all of that as a perfect setup.
I just got here, man. I don't even know if I've met Adam.
Couple of things.
Johnny, I really appreciate that because that sounds like the unwritten preamble to my campaign platform. And I share your concern of the conflict and that America as a nation, as a single governance entity has become far too large and unwieldy. And it's worse than that because we have been forced now into this one size fits all, which is really nobody but the corrupt profiteers of government solution. And if you're a liberal and you meet a conservative on the street, you kind of have to see them as the enemy because you're going to fight over who gets to, control this evil system. And yet you're both going to lose no matter who wins the argument. And so you're always going to be frustrated. And this is where localization is the answer to polarization.